Okay, today I'm going to try a fairly large flower pot with an attached saucer. I guess you call it a saucer. Start with centering, which means getting it attached to the wheel head pretty well, or bat in this case today. And coning up. I left this bag of clay open a little bit. It's kind of dry today, so it's stiff and hard. So we'll see. Figured I'd better get rid of it. Use it up. I think I'll cone it up again. By doing that, it wedges a little bit of water back in. Which helps. There's some bubbles in it. Felt like and sounded like they popped, so that's good. There we go, that's not too bad. Now, make a little ledge here to turn into our platter, saucer. About like that, and then a little bit. After I get the pot thrown, I'll curl that edge up to make a rim. Now, we'll throw a pot. Don't want it to be too big around, kind of like to have it be tall. So I'm gonna center it back in a ways. Not like that. Open it up. Sink a well down. Some potters call it a well. Don't want to go all the way to the bat. Use my needle tool. to measure. Still a little bit too thick. There we go, that's probably about right now. A little bit thick still. Okay, now widen that to the width that I want the bottom of that pot to be. And I'm doing that by pushing that thumb out to widen the well. And I use my left thumb too. And there's another couple of bubbles that popped. That's good. Not good to have the bubbles, but good that they pop. Widen it a little bit more. About like that. Now I'm gonna compress the bottom. It seems like when you're widening it out, it's stretching everything out, makes it a little less dense. The clay a little bit less dense. And so reversing that process a little bit. Seems to help sometimes. You end up with a crack on the bottom if you don't try to do something about it by compressing. And then I left a little swirl in the bottom as well. And now we'll see how we can pull this up. I'm going to push it back in again. You want to not go too wide. It keeps more stable if you keep narrow. In fact, if you keep coning in a little bit, it helps with that. And then we can pull and keep the top narrower than the base, at least to start with. And it keeps things sturdy, more stable. I'm going to keep that rim a little bit thick because I want to widen it out. It'll take some mass to widen. Material. Pull it up again. By now, start thinking about the final shape. So I brought that out a little bit. Pull it up again. Making it wider. Now we're starting to have that flower pot shape. And then this will have a drainage hole down here that will let it drain out into the saucer. There we go, that's not too bad. I might widen this out just a little bit. Give it a kind of a wide rim. And then think about this. Think about this saucer. And before I do that, I think I'll put a drainage hole It's an old 45 caliber shell. I don't know where it came from. Probably, who knows? I've got some stuff that my dad brought home from World War II. That could be. Okay, so I'm going to use that. Poke that in. And make the drainage hole like that. Get that clay out of there before it dries and gets stuck in there. Oh, sweet. Then grab something like this wooden knife and fold the rim of that saucer up. Then try to fix that bump I put in it. All right, that's pretty good. Dry it out. Maybe add a little texture. A couple of years ago, I took an old caster, cut some lines across it with a bandsaw initially, and then I used a rat tail file to finish it off, make the lines a little wider. And then it's kind of fun to use that to put some texture on. by pressing it into the clay. I'll do it up here too, I guess. And then that, I don't know if you can see that, but there's a little texture on there now. It makes the glaze do fun things where it is thick and thin in different places, so you get a little interesting variation. About like that. And then I think I'll take this stick again and make a little bit dry. Kind of define the rim a little bit, I guess. And then wipe all that stuff up. Smooth the rim. Finish the plate. Use my twisted string. Clean it off first and then cut. Let's do this first. I'll use this tool to make a little ridge underneath to give this string some place to slide through. And then I'll just pull it through like that. And maybe fix that around just a little bit again. That's better. Okay, there we go. Thanks for watching.